Beautiful angle.
Planning, standing, all the time is spanning, waiting for the show to grow. Writing, fighting, all the new inviting, waiting for the show. Soon we'll see all the hard work's come to the peak. Have a seat. Now let's meet. This is Sirius AI, and we are seriously caffeinated.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Seriously Caffeinated. Hey, I'm Sean. Who's that on the other side?
Hey, I'm John, and I am drinking some very awesome coffee. And this week, I'm drinking Pete's coffee. I found this at Market Basket when I was going through. This is hazelnut mocha, and I gotta say, it is probably some of the best smelling coffee I've had for a long time. You don't have smells, but it's a really good smelling coffee. It tastes all right, but I was thinking earlier that if any of our patrons like make coffee and stuff and they want us to test it out, like we'll definitely like showcase you on this Seriously Caffeinated, because we can't get caffeinated without coffee or tea. Anyway,
We love featuring our most caffeinated patrons. Today, in particular, I am drinking from this goblet of goodness. It is a Peruvian blend, and I highly recommend it. You get it on Amazon. It's great. So, John, what have we been doing today? Well, what's going on? What's the story?
So what we are doing today is, so you guys all know that one of the reasons we're doing this podcast is because Sean and I are producing an animated musical. You might have heard of it. It's called Sirius AI. And one of the coolest things about this process is seeing a community being built around it. This project, as I've said so many times, has started all the way back in 2017. It just started as an idea, just little snippets of like influence that life has given. And it just started, it's like a gravitational pull at this point. Just the more you talk about it, the more you really think about certain ideas, the more that they grow. And the more that they grow, the bigger a community we have. So we have been fortunate enough to have so many supporters on this project and who really take care of us and who really make it possible for us to continue creating. And so those people are called patrons. And one of our most giving patron is with us today. Her name is MJ Soares, and she is just awesome. So MJ, how are you doing today?
Well, after that introduction, I'm doing great.
Thank you.
Excellent.
From the YouTube community for MJ. I'm going to clap. I know everyone listening is clapping. John's somewhat clapping. Come on, be enthusiastic with me, buddy. There we go. There we go. So good to have you here, MJ. So good to have you. Are you drinking any coffee today?
No, I'm water.
Hey, that's the smarter move. You got to hydrate, especially in this heat. This old Labor Day heat.
But I told John I left my coffee cup at work. So, I have that every day. Spreading the word, spreading the name, getting people to ask me about it. So
fantastic. So glad to hear that. John, what's the link to get a mug? How can our folks watching get a Sirius AI mug?
You can get a mug by clicking this link that will be magically inserted. That's how you get a mug, or in the description if that didn't work. Either way, we'll make it so you guys can click the button and then click the other button that gets you one of these awesome mugs. Then you can be as cool as MJ and me, or you can buy the gourd off Amazon. So, MJ, we just want to ask you a few questions about everything that you've experienced with us, and just feel free to ramble. Feel free to keep things short. Well, I prefer if you rambled and talked a lot, but so Sean, unless you have anything else you want to say, do you want to jump off with the first question?
Sure. Yeah. No, MJ, I'm very curious, because people come into Sirius AI in many different ways. And I'm wondering how you first were exposed to the project. What drew your interest?
So, you know that John and I have a history. John was involved in theater, and I was involved with theater. And so when I saw that he was doing this project, I started researching what it was that he was doing, started looking at the links that were free for anybody to, look at. And then I decided I wanted to see behind the scenes. And so for really little money, $2, $5, $10, $20, whatever, I can get back behind the scene look at what's going on with this project, which it really is a cool project. I love your characters. I love the idea of the characters. And I love what I'm discovering as I'm listening to the music and watching the animation come to life. That's how I got involved.
I love to hear that. Yeah, a little relentless link promotion on the internet never hurt anybody. So John really leading the charge in that. Just, you got to get your name out there. You've got to get your name out there. You've got to get your product out there. No one's going to do it for you. So clearly this paid off. And, I'm also curious too, what has been, can you give us a window into your journey as a patron, right? What has that experience been like for you since you made your first gift? Was it worth it? What can we be doing better at? Just tell us a little bit about that.
So I loved the first gift that I got was the script, and I loved that because I'm a theater person, so reading the script and looking at the music. I'm not a musician, unfortunately, but looking at that music and listening to the lyrics, though, as they've been produced over the past few months, years, I really loved that. I love that idea. However, my whole thing is you guys are creating such a wonderful product. Don't send anybody any gifts. Let them just support you and go to your website and watch the production of it and put the money that we are, giving to you into the project. Because the quicker the project it comes to fruition, the happier we're going to be as your patron.
I want to comment right there. So one of we really went into this just as theater people. I've never, yes, MJ, you're absolutely right. I didn't realize how expensive sending out gifts was. But yeah, that just one of those things to learn along the way. I'm glad that we sent out gifts to the early patrons. I think it really keeps them involved, such as you. And no regrets. Just I didn't realize how expensive sending out a bunch of scripts would be.
Yeah, you lose the amount of money that they're giving you for the project. And that's why people will come to your project, because they want to see you succeed and they want to see this thing come to life. Now, the little bit that I've seen, which is, that's complete, is probably about 3 minutes. And then the rest is still being drawn and being colored and being animated. That is just so promising. It's just going to be so cool to see that complete.
Yeah, it's definitely been it's been so much. I mean, like coming from theater, we're so used to so much fast-paced action. Like you get 3 hours worth of script, and then you have it done in 3 months, and you need to perform the entire thing. And this project is so much more of a gear shift for theater people such as myself. Just being like, we have 10 minutes of material. I think we only have like that was like 7 pages of script, and it's taken so long to do. But a lot of that has also been, figuring out how the art community, we didn't have art. Like when Sam, Dev, and I started this project, like we didn't really know any artists. We knew a few, but we mostly had to start like really like putting this idea out there and seeing who could influence our project for the better and everything like that. So,
well, you found some really quality people. I can tell from what I've seen. And so another thing that pulled me into this is that I was helping someone take an animation course. And so when I saw the process of animation, I was fascinated by it. And so I just wanted to be on the ground floor of this project. And I know, my contributions are not what you guys are doing. And so mine are minimal compared to what you guys are doing. I mean, I'm so excited to see what Hope will do, what Sirius will do, where it's going to go from, their whole interactions. And, I can't remember what Hope stands for, and I hope you'll tell me right now what Hope stands for.
Hostile.
Hostile operation. Oh, one word at a time. I'll do the first, you do the second, John. Ready?
Okay.
Hostile
Operative
protective
entity.
Right.
Boom.
So
Acronyms.
the very first word, hostile, yet her acronym is Hope. And when she and Sirius are interacting, I see his influence on her. And I'm praying, because I haven't seen the whole thing, that his influence on her is stronger than her influence on him. But I don't know what direction you're going to take it. And that's why it's so exciting to see it come, to fruition.
It could go many ways. It could go many ways.
Yes, it could.
We'll find out.
Yeah, it's been there's been so many, as far as plot and characters go, there's been so many twists and turns with what part of the story are we focusing on, and what part do we have the ability to tell right now. And so when we kind of did a reset in January and started working on this minisode, we weren't planning on introducing the character of Hope at all. She was supposed, I suppose she is still a bit of a mystery, but the episode we were working on before kind of foreshadowed to her appearance in the series. And so being able to play with Sirius and Hope now, they have always been the focal point that we've been trying to get to. So I'm very proud of these characters. I'm very proud of these characters because even though we have an idea of where they're going, I feel like they can stand on their own legs. So I'm super happy that you are someone who is able to also see the depth of those characters. And that makes me proud because I feel like they are able to communicate for themselves at this point, which is awesome that you're able to see that.
Yep, they are. They definitely are.
Also, just a little side note, I know we mentioned it earlier. MJ, we did theater together. I just want to share this picture right here of her son Tom Soares and I in Once Upon a Mattress. And if you're watching, Tom, what's up? All right. That's enough about that. Sean, do you want to keep going with the questions?
Yeah, well, I just want to say, I will take your request for a question, make it into a statement, which may or may not end with a question. We'll see. But just the importance of being a patron, and MJ being one of our, dare I say, favorite patrons. No offense to any of the others, but MJ, John, and I, we talk. So really glad to have you on the team. Nothing happens without investment into a project. You can have these incredible talents. You can have Ellis Gage as the voice of Sirius. You can have Deborah Geiger making this incredible music. You can have Sam Druin making incredible lyrics. But people got to eat, and we want to be, fair wage folks with, paying folks out, especially these artists who are pumping out just frame after frame and, background after background. And so the patronage goes straight to those artists, straight to those creators, and making sure that their work doesn't go unrecognized and uncompensated. And so, you are supporting real people in addition to supporting a real product if you are supporting Sirius AI. So thank you, MJ. Thank you, every single patron. I guess I'm curious, we talked a little bit about where the series is going to go. How would you, as a patron, based on how we've been advertising, how we've been marketing the show, if you had to describe Sirius AI in, 2 sentences or less, right? How would you characterize, the show?
I would characterize it as something that will bring joy to anybody who watches it, because it's going to be life affirming when you're complete, when you're done.
I love it.
2 sentences or less.
I love it. She made it in the parameters. No, that's fantastic. Well, I love to hear that, and that's definitely one of the intentions. I mean, when John was pitching me on getting involved, he said, "Look, it's in the middle of COVID. I want to create this show based on this character who sees the beauty in humanity, even in the darkest of times, and I think especially in this pandemic era, it's something that we need, something that'll resonate with folks." John, you got any other any zingers, any burning questions for MJ?
Yeah, so MJ, I want to get a little bit more personal, and I'm kind of just curious. I mean, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where do you like? I mean, you don't have to tell us all your personal stuff, but who are you aside from someone that's done theater with me and someone who supports this project?
Well, I'm a teacher. I'm a mom. I have 4 boys. I have 3 grandchildren. And, I look upon you guys. You guys are all my kids' age. And so I kind of look at myself as the mother in this group. And I'm only using that word as a really positive term, not, oh my gosh, that mother.
That's okay. My actual mom helped support this as well, so there's no shame in mom supporting.
Awesome, and I know she does. I mean, I know your mom, so and I'm sure she's one of your biggest fans and one of your biggest advocates as well. I don't know your mom though, Sam. Haven't met her.
She's a nice lady. She's supported as well. So.
But anyway, I'm a teacher, and right now I'm working at a small elementary school in a small town. So this is fun to watch you guys continue this project. And I'm pushing it on my social media and, along with the school. And you don't know who you're going to touch when you, my next door neighbor is that just moved in, is a marketing executive. So you got to know, as soon as I get to know her a little bit better, I'm going to be tapping into some of her ideas. So passing it on to her.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to learn from the experts. We're just, like John said, a bunch of theater kids trying to make a cartoon. So all expert advice is welcome. You can even drop some expert advice in the comments if you so choose, for those watching.
I'll have her do that.
Perfect.
I'd love, for her to get involved with you guys too.
Yeah, we look for anyone willing to, or anyone. I mean, obviously, we can't just get a bunch of people working on the same project. One thing that I mean, as a theater person, I like to get a big group. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing a lot when there's a lot of people in the same project. But I'm definitely learning over time, people if people can bring this to the next level and they can really leave their mark on it without being instructed to do so, honestly, that's just that is the kind of person who really is able to make a difference, and they're able to really own a project. So anyone that feels like they have that drive, we're always willing to talk to you. We're always willing to see what you're capable of. MJ, this has been awesome. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep pushing because you're going to be there to be our support and our audience member. So I hope that everyone can see what you are enabling us to create, because we really can't thank you enough. Except maybe bring you on a podcast and talk about you for a bit, but whatever. Okay. I'm just rambling at this
appreciate
point.
that, John. And this is a real inexpensive way to, thank your patrons. So, line them up, have them on your podcast. Okay. That way you don't have to send them anything. It doesn't cost anything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right. Thank you again for having me.
So glad to have you, MJ. Really appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Long, long ago, there lived these joyous, creative creatures called humans, or people. Little bundles of biomatter that inhabited the Earth.
Earth, the third planet from the sun.